Gate 14 podcast, and what a last 48 hours. What a week this is going to be. The vibes can't be any higher. We got Toronto Blue Jays baseball on Thursday, St. Louis road trip vlog, and Alec Manoah is our guy. So let's go right into it. I mean, let's discuss the most excited man that Alec Manoah tweeted at us, Jeremy Roach, who said, I saw it, and no response after that. JR, what's up, brother? How we doing?
Not much. I know the boys were wondering if I saw what was happening, but I saw it. I saw it. And fuck, eh? I mean, we kind of saw it coming at some point for the interaction between Alec Manoah and Gate 14, and it happened quicker than I expected.
Yeah, I knew. I mean, listen, and the thing is, I didn't expect him to see that because I just tweeted it. I didn't say his name or anything along those lines. It was just kind of a tweet. And I'm surprised that out of all the ones, like out of all the times we have tire pumped Alec Manoah, that's the one that he saw is crazy. But yeah, that's just how the internet works. Avery, what's up, man?
That's probably the best one for him to see, though, to be honest. Like us fighting for him, just getting in the mud for Alec Manoah instead of just like pumping his tires, because he gets that a lot. Like he should. He's getting Cy Young votes as a guy and one of the aces of a really good baseball team. But then we fight for Alec Manoah when he doesn't see it and people need someone to fight back. That's what Johnny was doing. This is
my thing, though. This is my thing. I am under the impression that at some point he thought that was us in the video. I just have second doubts because a lot of people were like responding saying, why would you ask him to come on the podcast after saying this? Do you think Alec Manoah thought that was us in the video?
Maybe at first, but I think he's smart enough to know.
Yeah, I don't think he thought it because like in the past when he's quote tweeted, he usually rips people apart. So he just put laughing emoji because like I'm pretty sure he was just laughing that you.
Okay, yeah,
because like usually he says something. Like in the past, he's always said something. Like
yeah,
that's
a good point. That's a good point.
But I do see where like if people don't follow the pod of how they could think. I mean, I don't know if they actually just read it. I mean, they'd understand that it would make no sense why someone would rip apart the person.
Yeah,
but I guess it did sort of look like it was a podcast. So, I mean, it was a pod, but it just looked like, like why are they ripping apart their own pod type thing? But
it's a good point. That's a good point. I listen. A lot of people were caught in my crosshairs yesterday with the responses to that tweet. I mean, people were saying like there was 4 or 5 people that are like just middle-aged men that don't really understand the concept of Twitter. And they were just like, why would you ask him to come on the podcast after calling him fat? And I just fucking put them in a blend, like a legitimate blender, and just ratioed the shit out of them as well. So a lot of guys did say, oh shit, I didn't realize that. I'll take a lap. And I kind of felt bad after. But when I'm in war mode, man, just step aside. Like, just step aside because the floodgates are open and I'm not stopping. So a lot of people did get caught in the crosshair. So you truly hate to see it for those people. They might never listen to the podcast, but at the end of the day, you're in the crosshair. So welcome to hell.
Well, Hubs, the guy who said it, by far got it the worst. That was the best ratio work of your day.
Yeah, no, I doubled his likes and stuff like that. And then
for a guy who has 115,000 followers, he couldn't even get more likes than his little brother Blue Jays podcast. But then he had to fucking follow. Hey,
yeah, he followed us after. I don't
really.
Yeah, no, listen, JR doesn't even know he followed us. We talked about it in the chat yesterday. This is yeah, he followed us and Barstool Carl followed us, and Barstool Carl ended up DMing us about us doing stuff for them. I don't know, like, where do you stand with that, Avery? Like, because obviously I don't know if they have that big of a following, like, compared to us. Like, I know a lot of people rip on the Barstool baseball show. So, like, where do you stand with that? Like, I mean,
any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
I think they stand for the same, like, not morals, but they say for the same message as us, is like they're an unfiltered, and like I feel like
but they're not funny guys though. Carl is
They're not. They're older, obviously. They're older than us.
That's why the whole comment thing, even Hub's just saying that, he's trying to be funny. Like, it's not obviously multiple people on Twitter say that, and then he comes out and says it being the face of it, so he should get absolutely ripped apart because it's a ridiculous statement. But he's trying to be funny, and I just don't think he's that funny of a guy. Johnny said that as this was happening, Johnny and I were just ripping up PGA Ranked yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, just the tweets were going off as Johnny was waiting for his shots. Like, that's what was going on. And he's like, yeah, if Big Cat said that, it might be kind of funny because he's trying to be a funny guy all the time. But then it's like, it's Hubs. It's just it's a little bit different. Then what did Karabas end up saying to you?
Yeah, no. So Karabas just DM'd and he was like, "Is this this is your Jay's podcast, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." Then he just responded with like the laughing emojis and stuff like that. But the other stuff we said, I'll just keep that obviously between us. But he is, Karabas is a Gate 14 guy. He loves the boys. So I'm hoping he comes down to Toronto. And Carl said he wants to meet up with us too when he comes down to Toronto. But yeah, no, it was a funny situation because obviously I sent a tweet and it kind of like died down a little bit. It wasn't really that like crazy. And then I just got a notification, I was watching March Madness, I got a notification. I was like verified, like Alec Manoah quote, like with the laughing emojis. And I was like, is this my other account just sending me a notification that he tweeted maybe or something like that? And then I click it and I just see the Gate 14 podcast under it. I was like, holy fuck. But where do you guys stand on this? Like, obviously there was hundreds, probably 50s to hundreds of comments saying, come on the Gate 14 podcast. He didn't acknowledge any. Are we Alec Manoah guys if he doesn't come on this show? Like, where do we stand with this? Because, I mean, we can't be fighting the fight one way. Like, we can't have a guy that we're standing up for just not at least acknowledge us. I mean, I guess he kind of did, but not acknowledge his soldiers in the fucking battlefield. What's up with that?
No, we can keep fighting. We can keep fighting. That's what we were here to do, is keep fighting no matter what. We don't need the recognition. That's not the guys we are. We're not going to be, I don't know what the word I'm trying to say is here. We're not going to be greedy like that. All right. We're going to fight no matter what.
Mm-hmm. We're going to scrap.
He knows we exist. He knows we exist.
My brother talked to him about him to his face. He knows. And now he's seeing it. It's all going to come together. He's going to remember that one game we played against each other, 17U year in Georgia, East Cobb as well. All the dominoes are going to start to fall. Alec Manoah is going to come on.
Which they are starting to fall for this podcast. I mean, things couldn't be going any better. And I'll let the people know here, we got a big meeting tomorrow. So everyone in the comments and tweet at us, tweet good luck Gate 14 at us. Let's get the positive vibes up. We have a massive fucking meeting tomorrow for the brand. So just get the good vibes up. Tweet us, pray for, I don't know if the listeners are praying people, maybe say a prayer for us. Say a prayer for the Gate 14 boys. But big meeting tomorrow. And then we got
It's a horrible day to be a Gate 14 hater.
Yeah, if you're a Gate 14 hater, you're eating fucking ramen.
I'll tell you right now, everyone's talking about us.
The boys love us.
I was at Shoeless Joe's last night, and we were sitting, and this older group of people were talking, like 6 of them, and no joke, they were talking about the Manoah situation, and they were like, he's too fat. One guy was like, he's too fat to win Cy Young with the pitch clock and shit. And then me and my buddy look over each other. He's like, they must be talking about like the tweet that was out that everyone was talking about. Like, they were arguing at the table about the same like discussion. Like, and it's like, holy fuck, that's literally because of what happened.
Yeah, it was wild, man. It was crazy. I mean, it's just, we're not even, I know we say this, we're not even a fucking year into this shit, boys. Like, we got to obviously understand that. It's just, there's tons of growth here and stuff, but the listeners, man, have just been absolutely insane. The body bags on Twitter are all time. And Manoah quote tweeting us is a moment in Gate 14 history. It's like a where were you type of moment, man. It was a where were you moment, but yeah, it was
What
wild.
do you think's better, the Manoah quote tweet or Mitch White, Margot Robbie?
I want to probably say the Manoah quote tweet because
that's dude, we were featured on ET.
Yeah, but the Manoah quote tweet is an actual Jays player acknowledging the Gate 14 boys. I mean, Mitch White acknowledged us in private, but the Alec Manoah thing is, we are now, if you go to Alec Manoah's tweets, you'll see Gate 14 there. That's the difference.
Yeah, true.
But also, Mitch White ended up coming on the pod because of it. And Manoah's not, though.
Yeah,
right?
I guess there's pros and cons to both.
Pros and cons, both great.
Yeah.
Both great. So, Johnny, you got to talk about you posting merch all over your socials and
wearing it
and wearing it right now as we speak.
What?
As the merch guy, do we have an update?
Yeah, no, we're all good. Like we're good to go now.
I'm thinking I don't want to get people too excited, but I think it makes sense to like fully launch the store on the Jays home opener.
Yeah, no, we could do that. No, we're all good.
I feel
here.
like that's good.
The merch is like this quality is what I use for my other hoodies I did. It's called like Save the Kids or something like that. I think that's what it's called, but it's insane, man. And honestly, guys, it's going to be a little bit more expensive than the last ones because they're embroidered. I don't want that fucking bullshit
screen print
screen print stuff. Yeah, fuck that screen print stuff, ladies and gents. We're going full out embroidered. I want this. I want your grandkids to wear this. I want your fucking niece to wear this. We will be rocking this shit forever. And Avery's gonna be wearing the Blue Jays jersey to the Jays game. You won't see me in a Jays jersey this year, folks. I'll just be wearing strictly Gate 14 stuff. We already have design for Big Dick Rick shirts, and that design, by the way, JR saw it and Avery saw it, is incredible. Is absolutely incredible. Cool. We have a Cy Young
Kikuchi.
No.
And those shirts, man, we might have to do heavy, like those heavy tees
with those.
With the cause there's almost like a retro feel with those ones.
Yeah, and then the
you know what I mean?
The Kikuchi one, and shout out Linear Designs, man. He's the one that's been making it for us on Twitter. It's Sai Kikuchi, sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Sai Kikuchi shirts
Kikuchi
are going to be fire. They're both like kind of cartoon pictures that look so fucking good, dude. Like I'm pumped for these shirts too. Yeah, she broke, we up. The Gate 14 boys are up, man. You just love to truly see it. But let's go into this road trip. So obviously, my new car is here. So I want everyone to know. So the new car is here. I can't pick it up because they got it once it arrives from like China or wherever. They have to do full inspections, and the sales guy that's doing the inspection isn't until Wednesday. So I wouldn't be able to pick it up until Thursday. So we kind of got shafted on that, but we will be using Avery's car, which is going to be all-time moments, just the vlog. It's like it's like The Incredibles, right? Like I sent that tweet out. It's kind of like The Incredibles car, which is funny as fuck. But yeah, we'll be using Avery's car. It's going to be all time. We already got the hotels. A couple of listeners reached out to us to meet up with us, but this vlog content is going to be all time. It's just going to be all fucking time. I might go live a couple times during the drive. Keep up with the listeners. Let them know we're alive.
That would be that'd be big time for them to keep up and know what's going on as well. Yeah. The drive's gonna be great. Car's gonna make it. I hope. I don't really have any issues. I don't think.
No, your car is good.
Yeah, 7.5 hours to Indy. Staying in Indy. Gonna drive to St. Louis the next morning, like 3.5 hours. Yeah, DraftKings Casino. We will be in you, and we will be in Busch Stadium.
It's going to be like I already have in mind. So tomorrow on Thursday, we'll be getting a pick, or Wednesday, we'll be getting a pick before we leave. Me and you just right in front of your car. Let the people know that like that's going to be the fucking calling card for the Gate 14 boys. You love to see it. But yeah, no, I'm pumped for it, man. I still can't believe it. It feels like yesterday a listener said to me, oh, we were doing 10-week countdowns to the Jays games. And now we're like, what, 4 days away, 3 days away from Toronto Blue Jays games. It's insane. It's absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah, no, and then today we're gonna do a nice little season preview. Nothing too crazy in depth because this is not the place where you're gonna get crazy in depth. But no, it felt like a fever dream. Like it's crazy. I remember November we did that little break that the people hated, but we needed. That little break. That feels like yesterday as well. We were going to Michigan. We were going to the Cleveland playoff game, and now we're just back. We're just so fucking back.
We're like, and the content is like I said, I'm gonna try to go live like in Avery. You guys can obviously join me and stuff like that. Maybe 2 games a week, 3 games a week, go live, and then go live on TikTok if it's a close game in like the 9th or something. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a packed schedule for the boys. I'm actually probably just scrapping golfing this year. I'm just gonna I'm dedicating this entire summer to this fucking podcast, the entire season of this podcast. So. I'm pumped for it, man. So let's go into it, boys. I mean, actually, before that, Avery clipped a video at 2 a.m. of me clapping in the stands with.
I didn't clip it.
Sorry, you didn't clip it. You posted it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like asking the backstory on that. So I'll give you the backstory here. So I am
Go on our
really good.
Instagram or go back on Twitter if you want
Yeah,
to see
it's
it.
Twitter or Instagram. It's a video of me clapping with a family when their son's making a debut. So I am really good friends with Kevin Smith, former like one of the top 10 Blue Jays prospects, and he was making his debut in Toronto. Obviously, I'm really close to him, so he wanted me to be there. So he got me tickets to sit with his family and stuff like that before the game. And I was nervous. I don't know why. Maybe just the energy from his family and stuff like that, and me knowing him since he was like playing an A ball. I was nervous, so I put in a dip before I believe it was his first at bat against the Tigers. And I swallowed like half of the dip. So my fucking face, I wanted to throw up. So if you can see in that video, I look really uncomfortable because I'm like, I hope these parents don't see me just like potentially throw up here. So he gets this like kind of squib hit to the set down the second base, and they're shifting him. And we just start standing up and clapping. And I was like, I knew just based off of the parents' reactions that this was going to be on TV. I just got a million text messages and stuff like that from it. So I look absolutely fucked up behind them with my chin diaper, clapping with the family and stuff like that. It's one of the worst moments of all time. I just look like a fucking idiot. And that's so funny that Avery brought that tweet up. And it did numbies, but I look so dumb in that video. Like looking back on it, I'm like, one, why am I wearing a hat that's 4 sizes too small when it's snapback? 2, what the fuck is going on with my hair? And 3, why am I wearing a mask? No one there was wearing a mask. I'm not a mask guy. Why am I wearing a mask here? Like, it was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. I mean, looking back, I look like a fucking fool.
I don't think you look that bad in it. I'll say that. But
I don't know, man.
the people saying that you looked like an NPC, you look like one of the people from the show.
That was funny.
Was very funny as well. Someone asked if this was a recent video. I responded, yes, Johnny still wears masks every day. That got a nice little rouse from the listeners as well. But I was going through making space for the St. Louis vlog. So I was just going through my camera roll, just going into videos, trying to create some space. I saw that one. And I was like, okay. It was right before I was going to sleep.
And I have another thing I want to talk about. Speaking about making TV and just like being like just kind of like being not being in the moment, but just kind of doing viral shit. I have a game plan that was brought out to me from my friend Yusuf. Shout out Yusuf. He's a listener now of this podcast. He said he's just been binge listening to us. You know how King Felix, I talked about this with you guys. Do you know how King Felix used to have a King's Corner at Safeco Field where it was just all Felix Hernandez fans going crazy? So he brought it up to me. He's like, why don't we do this for Yusei Kikuchi? So hypothetically speaking, everyone knows that Yusei Kikuchi is going to pitch every 5 days. I mean, it's not, it doesn't take rocket science to figure that out. So I was thinking 5 days in advance, we put out a tweet to the fucking Yusei riders, the Kikuchi clan, and we let them know everyone buy tickets to this section in the 500s, obviously, a section that's not really that popular bought out. And we just swarm it with Yusei Kikuchi fans and go absolutely bananas for Yusei. We'll call it Kikuchi's Corner. And it'll just be, obviously, we're going to sell the Yusei Young shirts and stuff like that. Just all Yusei Kikuchi fans going absolutely bananas with the Gate 14 boys for his starts at the Rogers Center. I think that is the greatest idea we've ever had. And I think that'll just do absolutely numbies. Just in like a mid-a-week game or maybe a weekend game, just a corner going absolutely bananas after every single strikeout. I think it's a great idea.
Midweek will get the most. You'd get the most TV time, guaranteed, if you do it midweek. But Kikuchi's Corner would go fucking crazy.
What section of
I mean, I will buy a Japan flag and I will be waving that shit around like no one's business.
There almost has to be like a certain section of the Rogers Center that like we sit. You know what I mean? That it's
that's what I'm saying. Like it's the same one. It's the same one every time, but we have to figure it out. Like,
but what would be a funny area for Kikuchi, like related to something that would just be hilarious?
No, I think the Kikuchi Corner anywhere in like section, like the section 534 to 539, like that left field corner where the bullpen were. I think the funniest part would be we get there obviously early.
Yeah,
and when he's taking that walk from the bullpen to the dugout, the corner goes absolutely fucking bananas for him.
And that's why you almost have to get one game in the 100s midweek right down there.
Yeah, like
But I
on
want
the
it to be
yeah.
affordable for our listeners. So I want them to be able to like obviously be
So
able
would
to
you
purchase
get like the general admission standing room right on the bullpen in the corner?
That would be better. That
And
would
you're all
be.
just
Well,
over the railing.
what I wanted to do is, and listen, the Jays should hire us for marketing because I think that would just obviously incentivize people to go to these random midweek
The
games.
problem
Yeah.
is, Johnny, there's a chance he's not on the team in July.
Now, I understand that, but why not take advantage of it April, May? I don't even want to think about that. I think we should do Kikuchi's Corner. And if things are lining up well, which I think they will, I'm almost positive they're going to either have Kikuchi go opening day, because I think someone tweeted at me like the actual numbers and stuff like that, or game 2 against the Tigers, which is what I believe we're planning on going to anyways. I think Kikuchi's Corner. I'm gonna get the shirts made for us. Obviously, I'm gonna talk to the guy about not screen printing it, like actual putting it into the t-shirt, like our Thick Jesus shirts. I think it would do absolute fucking numbers.
We have to do a certain color though, because King Felix's Corner, they were all wearing yellow all the time. So
I think Kikuchi's. I'm trying to think a color that would make sense. Like
it could just be red, like Japan.
Yeah, it might have to be red.
yeah, like red with the Yu Cy Young in the center picture.
Yeah.
I think that would just be insane. I think it would just be like the talking point. I think we have enough followers and stuff like that, and listeners and on TikTok and stuff like that as well, to just get just an insane amount of people there for it.
Yeah.
I think it would be the funniest thing ever. It really would.
Yeah, I mean, to make a Kikuchi start more special is tough to do. This could be it though.
And if he gets shelved, it'll just be all-time content. Like
I would bring 2 shirts. I'd have to take off the Kikuchi shirt.
Kikuchi's Corner, everyone. I need everyone to answer me this in the comments on Twitter, whatever. The Kikuchi's Corner would be all time, but yeah, that I thought I had to talk about that. That's just I think it's just an all-time idea, and that would just be the Gate 14 difference because no one else is doing that. No one's doing Kikuchi's Corner.
No,
it would be a great vlog. So all the Kuchi, I know Rating Kikuchi would be there for sure, and all the boys. But let's go into the season preview. Avery, obviously you wanted to you have some stuff written down, so let's start it off with the first one you have written down, and then we'll.
All right, this is what I want. This is what I wanted to do. I don't know if you guys did your research. I'm gonna guess Jared didn't.
I saw the questions and I thought about it for 2 minutes. I was like, I'm gonna really think about it, and then I didn't. So
that's the Gate 14 difference you're gonna get here. So my season predictions basically went this way. I asked what is this 6 things here. I want to know what the Blue Jays record was gonna be, where they'd finish in the playoffs, best hitter on the team. That could objectively, you could take that whatever way you kind of want.
Yeah.
Best starter, best reliever, and then the funniest moment you think is going to happen on the season.
So let's go one by one. Obviously, let's go with the record and the finish. Obviously, Avery, you started off. I want to see where you're at with it.
I think this Toronto Blue Jays baseball team is loads better than they were last season.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different team. It's a different style of team. Obviously, everything from spring training has been. This team is a lot more serious. Not that I had a problem with the team being unserious before, but it seems like management did. It seems like clearly the front office did, and some of the guys did as well. So I think this Blue Jays team goes 96-66 this season. That's it's a lot of wins. I think they go 96-66. 4 more wins than last year, right?
I think they got 4 wins better. I really do. I don't hate that. So what place are you saying they finish in? Because obviously do both.
First place, win the AL East.
So
for me, 3 AL East teams make the playoffs again. I think the Rays are going to finish ahead of the Yankees. So it goes Blue Jays, Rays, Yankees.
Yankees have too many injuries right now, man. And I know we're gonna get hot take. Maybe we'll get old take exposed for this, but you can't. Your big starter, Carlos Rodon, is starting on the IL. Am I right on that? Right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Frankie Montas starting on the IL. You're gonna have to implement these guys that aren't really good MLB starters to
Severino's on the IL.
Oh, and Severino. So they have 3 guys on it.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. No. And we learned it from last year.
This is where you need to create separation, though, is the first month or so when the Yankees are struggling in the fucking mud.
That's what I was about to say. Though, because if you look at the Yankees last year, they kind of coasted at the end of the year because they started off so well.
Yeah.
If the Jays can kind of copy that, where they have such a big lead where they can kind of not step off the gas, but deal with the roller coaster of the season, I think that's not really a crazy hot take, especially with all the injuries they have and like having to start guys like. I don't think Volpe is going to start with them. Maybe he will. I'm not sure. I know he's still up there, but I agree with that. I'll go into mine.
They have like 5 guys who are below 100 weighted runs created plus in their lineup they're going to play. They had an all-time year last season. I just don't think it's like they don't have a very good chance to be replicated. I wouldn't bet on them to replicate it this season.
I agree. I think the Jays go 95 and 67. 95 and 67. I think that's what they finish. I know it's like whatever, like one game less or more than what you said, but I'm really sold on this bullpen, man. I don't know why people continue to try to roast me on TikTok about this bullpen. I'm sold on this bullpen. And you got guys like Nate Pearson, who's starting in AAA, who if someone goes down in that bullpen, Nate Pearson can come up and throw 100 and give you a decent, good 1 or 2 innings. Then you have Zach Pop as well. Like, I love this bullpen. I love the changes to defense. You got to think, man. Kevin Gausman last year statistically had one of the worst defenses behind him. And I believe that's what FIP is, right? Or FAP or whatever. Yeah, not FAP, but it's having Varsho is going to be light years of a difference compared to Lourdes, Gurriel, and Teo. I mean, you go from having Lourdes in left and Teo in right, who aren't that good defensively, to George Springer in right, who is very good defensively, and Dalton Varsho, who was one of the best defensive outfielders in baseball last year in left. Like, this is significant differences here we're talking about to this defense. And I'm sold on it, man. I know we're going to have to deal with like Varsho being kind of like a Matt Chapman where he does strike out a lot, doesn't make that much contact, but this defense is going to be light years ahead. There's going to be balls that dropped last year that won't be dropping this year. So I'm going to say, 95 and 67 is what the Jays are going to finish as, and I think they come first in the AL East. And I know we're being homers with it, but they're the only team that improved on their weaknesses last year. What did the Yankees improve on their weaknesses last year? The Yankees had a terrible bottom of the order last year, and they didn't improve shit in it. All they got was Carlos Rodon. So they're relying on these rookies like Oswaldo Cabrera, and there's another guy than Volpe, who are young guys that have a lot of pressure on them in New York. I'm not sold on them, and maybe I'll get hot takes exposed on this, but I think the Jays finish first, and I'm going to go Yankees second and then Rays third, and all three of them make the playoffs. I think the Orioles finish last, by the way. I don't think they're that good.
I'm going to take their under win total this season.
Kyle Gibson being your opening day starter is fucking embarrassing. Dude.
Did Grayson Rodriguez make the team?
I think he did. Yeah. I think he's kind of dealing with like stiffness, something like that. I don't know if he's been starting that much, but yeah, Jared, where are you at with that?
I think that the new schedule change and they don't play as many games to similar teams. I think that it'll help the Jays because like playing the same team so many times is like you're gonna lose like some games if you play a team that many times.
Yeah.
I like them as a 98-99 win team. And
Fucking rights, Jared.
I think they can win the division. That's where I'm at. Like, if they're going to, I know they don't play as the division as much, but the Orioles are gonna take a step back. Like, I don't think the Orioles is good as a record as what they outperformed last year. And then the Rays, I don't know where they're at, but I don't think the Rays, I don't think they just have they always surpass expectations every year, it seems like, but with Glass now out, that team I don't think they're a threat to the Jays. I think the Jays are a significantly better team than them. And plus, I think that this management is prepared to make a huge push at the deadline. So if they get off to a hot start, I think 98-99 wins is going to be there because the second half of the season will be a better Jays team than what we see right now. So that's kind of what I see. I really like the Jays to win the division. I mean, it's a homer pick, but I just would prefer the Jays. Like Abe said, I think they've reconstructed the team to be built to win close ball games.
Yeah, that's a good. That's
the other one thing I was going to put on here. I think we should do is a deadline deal, like who they'd pick up at the deadline.
Okay, yeah, we could do that at the end before the funniest moment of the season. All right, so go to best hitter now, Abe. Who do you think is gonna be the best hitter? I'm assuming you're gonna be out of the box here.
No, I wasn't going out of the box here. It's Vladimir Groundout Jr. is done. He's going to find the launch angle. Vladdy's going to be a perennial MVP candidate for years to come. he gets back in the MVP conversation this season, it is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. for me. I think there's a very good chance he can lead the league in RBIs. He was one of 30 players who had 400 or more people on base when he hit last season.
Wow.
He was in the bottom half of driving runs in. Matt Chapman was like the lowest of them all. He was 29th ranked, I think. Oh, nice to see Johnny goes. But I'm going to go Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is going to be my best hitter this season. I'm happy. Like, we should be excited just for Vladdy this year for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to go outside of the box here. I'm going to go with a guy who has shown, if healthy, he could be the best hitter in the Toronto Blue Jays, or at least one of them. We're talking a World Series MVP. We're talking a guy who's going to be playing a less strenuous position. Shout out to me for big words. In right field. I'm going to go with George Springer will be the best hitter on the Toronto Blue Jays, because we're talking about a guy here who's going to be leading off, who has an absurd amount of protection behind him. A guy you're going to have, Galaxy Brain Johnny here, you're going to have to pitch to George Springer unless you want to throw to Bo Bichette, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Dalton Varsho, Matt Chapman, the lineup goes on and on. You're going to have to throw to George Springer. You're going to have to try to get George Springer out. You can't be putting guys on base for Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So I'm going to go George Springer has the best hitting season for the Toronto Blue Jays, if healthy, but I think he will be healthy playing right field. But I'm going to have to go with George Springer. I think that's just a slam dunk pick, to be honest.
Hopefully they put like super protection on the walls in the outfield too for our guys.
I'm going to go with Bo. I'm on the Bo train. I think he's got something to prove. He's looked good in the spring. I think he could have an MVP type season this year. I mean, like we said, fucking guys looked phenomenal in the spring, and I think he can do it. I mean, it's great for the Blue Jays, but also it's like, holy fuck, this guy's about to get a mammoth contract.
He's gonna get 300 something million if he keeps this shit up. Yeah.
But Bo, I'm on Bo.
Like, how lucky are we to have 3 guys who could legitimately win MVP?
Yeah, it's crazy that we have that. When's the last time we had that?
We probably weren't alive.
Yeah, we probably weren't.
All right.
Yeah.
Next one for me. What are you gonna say, Johnny?
He's so Bo Bichette is like such a good pick, because again, another guy who I guess you could say has protection behind him, man. Like, Vlad, you don't want to pitch to Vlad, like this top of this order, and I don't think this is a really hot take. Maybe the Cardinals can test this, but the Jays have one of the best top of the orders in baseball. That's not even a hot take. I mean, you have Dalton Varsho you got Kirk, in the 4-hole, Vladdy 3-hole, Bo 2-hole, Springer in the 1-hole. Like, these are all guys with crazy numbers, crazy weighted runs created. Plus, the top 4 of this order, you could really kind of go at a drop of a hat. Any 4 of those guys will have the best year for the Toronto Blue Jays. Easily, to be honest.
All right. Starting pitcher, the best starter on this team. For me, I did this for work. I wrote a nice little piece on our good friend Kevin Gausman. Kevin Gausman is going to be the best starter on this baseball team. You go 2021, he had a 2.81 ERA, but a 3.28 xFIP. In 2022, that flipped. 3.35 ERA, 2.75 xFIP, and it just lays entirely in his batting average on balls in play. He had a 274 batting average on balls in play in 2021, and it went to an outrageous 363 last season. His FIP and xFIP were in the 98th percentile. He has a strikeout rate in the 91st percentile. Really limits his walk with a walk rate in the 96th percentile. Tons of swing and miss. He's so good. 97th percentile swing and strike rate as well. He gets so many swings out of the zone on his splitter as well. Best swing strike rate in all of baseball. 3rd least hard contact, and he has the 2nd most vertical movement on that splitter. It has a 52.8% out of zone swing rate. So when he's throwing the ball out of the zone, half the time people are swinging on his splitter. He threw the most strikes on his fastball in all of baseball last season as well.
Holy fuck.
So he pounds the zone with the fastball. He gets people to swing on the splitter. Kevin Gausman is a very, very fucking good pitcher, and he has a really good chance of winning a Cy Young this season, I think.
The tough thing is, man, is everyone is saying that. I know he's going to have a good year.
But everyone said that about Sandy last season, too.
True. Mm-hmm. I guess that's a good point.
Yeah,
I'm going to go.
They said it with Dylan Cease, and he was really good as well. He didn't win it, but it was the Dylan Cease, Sandy Alcantara were the preseason Cy Young winners. and one of them turned out to win. And I haven't heard much about a NL Cy Young winner yet. It's really only people pumping Kevin Gausman, but the numbers are. Sorry, there's another one here. He also gave the most base hits of any pitcher in all of baseball on balls with an expected average under 200. He just got absolutely fucked by the shift last season. So, I mean, I'd be shocked Kevin Gausman isn't the best pitcher on this team.
I called Cy Young. I mean, those odds plus 2,000 for Kevin Gausman to win the Cy Young, that is fucking criminal. I think like one of the best pitchers in one of the best teams in the American League is plus 2,000. That's crazy. That is crazy.
I'd sprinkle that.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I'm going to go kind of off the beaten path here with the best starter on the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm going to have to, I guess not really off the beaten path, but I'm going to go Alec Manoah, man. I'm seeing all of these fucking bum StatCast, baseball savant, whatever, Fangraphs say he's going to regress. He's one of those guys that's like, it's just one of those guys where you can't handicap or you can't project what he's going to do because he's just a dog. Like he is so good and at working around stuff. And we saw that a couple days ago against the Phillies. I know it's spring training, but man, when his stuff is on, which majority of the time it is, he is fucking special, dude. He's a guy that will give you 7 innings like it's nothing. And he's a guy, like I said, that's going to be on one of the best teams in the American League. So I think he's going to be the best pitcher. And I think he has a better year this year than he did last. That's my hot take. I think with the defense behind him, obviously I've been talking about the defense the entire time. I think Alec Manoah is going to have a better year this year than he had last year. Not with ease. It's going to be close, but I think it will be a better year.
So for the StatCast thing, it's like hard to project soft contact, and that's just what he gets a lot. So, but when he gives up hard contact, he gives it up hard, which is fine. Doesn't really matter as long as he keeps it in the yard, keeps the earned runs down, keeps them in the lead. But he's very similar, I think, projections wise, to a guy who you can't really say one for one is very similar, but Mark Burley-esque. You'd have to see Mark Burley's numbers every year, see him throwing 87 and just be like, this guy is going to get worse. I mean, Manoah can run it up a little bit. He's not going to throw the hardest of anyone on the staff, but it's just like, okay, he doesn't throw that hard. He throws a lot of different pitches. He's going to regress. I think it's a lazy take. So I think that this could very well be done. Mm-hmm. And we're just thinking too much because they don't like what some of the numbers say.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people are looking too into that. I think Manoah is going to have a great year. I just think Gausman's going to have a better year than what he had last year. So that's why I like Gausman. I think he's comfortable now with the Blue Jays. It's his second season in now. I mean, we saw what he did in playoffs. He looked fantastic. So I think that Gausman, I mean, he's bound for a big year. But it's really only, I think we could agree. I mean, Bassett is the only one that could potentially very sneaky, be the most reliable pitcher. But I think that would be if like he doesn't get hurt all year and he's just like quality start machine. Like that's where Bassett could potentially be better than Manoah and Gausman.
And he wouldn't have better numbers than them. He would he would be the MVP of the staff if he was Ross Stripling type, saved the season because he threw so many innings, right?
Yeah, like a better Ross Stripling that could go deeper into games, but very similar situation. So, but I mean, fuck, boys. I mean, Berrios is like, I mean, I don't know. My confidence is kind of lost with him.
No, I think he's fine. He looked good, man. A couple days ago, he looked really good. I don't know. It's gonna be weird.
The funny thing is with Berrios is like, no one has high expectations for him at all.
And that's what I was thinking about Gausman as well. Like making Alec Manoah the kind of ace opening day guy takes some pressure off Kevin Gausman as well.
Yeah, it does.
So it's like, hey, Manoah, you get all the heat, you get all the people fucking hating on you, and then it's just Kevin Gausman coming and shove his fucking splitter down your throat.
Shove it right down.
Yeah, I love it. I love that pick. And then the next one is, I believe, the best reliever, right, Abe? Yeah, best reliever. Who's your pick for best reliever?
A guy I haven't even pretty much watched this whole spring. I'm going to go Eric Swanson as our 8th inning guy is going to be the best reliever on this Blue Jays team.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Best is like, I know I put these out there. You can kind of interpret it any way you want, but I think he's going to be a fucking stud 8th guy. He has a swing and miss stuff. The numbers were fucking very pretty last season. I mean, I haven't seen pretty much shit about him all spring, but I'm going to go Eric Swanson's going to be our guy who just kind of anchors us. There's so many good options like Jimmy in the 7th, Bass. Like, this is almost a college baseball team with how good the pen is. You just like get a guy through 5 and you have people to get you 6 through 9.
Which again, it pisses me off why people say the Jays bullpen sucks.
I mean, that's fine. It's like halfway through the season, we'll be like, wow, this bullpen's really improved. And then we're gonna say to Blair and Barker, no shit. This team's improved bullpen wise.
We were saying this 3 months ago. Yeah. I guess my guy is, I don't really think this is another hot take, Jimmy Garcia. How could you fucking not think this guy is going to be the best guy out of that bullpen? This is a guy that's going to be getting high leverage situations, who is under one of the most maybe the biggest bargain contract in the Toronto Blue Jays. If he was a free agent this year, he would have got absolutely fucking paid. I'm going to say Jimmy Garcia. This is a guy who I know we mentioned here has one of the best 4-seam fastballs in baseball. I believe it's 4-seam. Yeah, it's 4-seam fastball in baseball. Yep. Swing and miss stuff. And he is so electric out of that pen. He is so good. He's special. And he's a guy who, in my opinion, I think he's just a cocky little prick. I think he's a guy that just knows he's good, knows he's going to blow shit past you. And this is a guy who wants to play on a team that is really good. He knows how big the moment's going to be. And he is a guy that was able to do that for the Toronto Blue Jays last year. Expected ERA of 2.8. Obviously the defense played into that. I know I'm talking about the defense again. I think Jimmy Garcia is going to be with ease, the best reliever in this Toronto Blue Jays bullpen. Not even close.
I wouldn't be mad.
Wow.
I think Swanson goes 7. I think, see, this is the thing. You have Bass, Swanson, Garcia, Romano for 2 to 3. Like, you got to pick which one's going.
You have 9 outs to get pretty much if you have a good start.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's an impossible task for John Schneider, and you can't go wrong with either guy though. You really can't.
There's only one person Jared can pick.
No, I can't do it, man.
Yeah, you can't go Nate Pearson. You already got optioned.
No. I know it's not Nate Pearson. I say it, Jared.
Jordy?
Yeah.
Like, I think Jordy is by far. Like, I just think that he's going to be the best reliever. I mean, he's got swing and miss stuff. I know Swanson does, but throwing 94 scares the shit out of me with swing and miss stuff. My hot take would be that our best reliever is someone who's not in the starting to kickstart the Jays season, is not in lineup. So someone they get at the deadline, or like a Chad Green later, like becomes like our best reliever. We're like, holy fuck, this guy was definitely our best reliever at the end of the year. That's kind of my hot take, but I got to go Jordy here. I mean, what a year he had last year. He literally was in the closer year for the entire year. So, I mean, he's definitely our guy going into this season. And I think that I think he's the most reliable reliever in the pen. So I'm going to go with Jordy.
And Avery did say, I mean, his stats last year looked insane.
They look better every time. Like, his stuff looks better every time I look at it.
Yeah, that's a good point. You can't go wrong with any of these guys, man. I mean, obviously this bullpen, I think, is going to be a massive part of this team. And this is the best it's been for a long, long time. So let's go here, Avery. Funniest moment of the year, you think?
Okay. It'll be the best Blue Jays game in the history of the world. A June afternoon in Oakland. Yusei Kikuchi throws a no-hitter.
You motherfucker.
Oh my God.
That's the exact same take I was going to have. That is crazy. Wow. That is crazy.
It'll make shockwaves throughout the league. Yusei Kikuchi throws a no-hitter.
That's all time. I will piss my pants if Yusei Kikuchi throws a no-hitter. You heard it here first. I will piss myself. My funniest moment of the year is going to be Alejandro Kirk, thick Jesus, hits for the cycle. Triple, double, single, nuke. That's my funniest moment of the year. I think it would just be electric, the video of him just sprinting around the Rogers Center bases, getting a triple, and just the crowd goes fucking bananas for thick Jesus. I think an Alejandro Kirk cycle is going to be the greatest, funniest moment of the year by a country mile.
That would be awesome.
Wow. I am going to go with the Jays are going to be playing the Yankees. Kikuchi's going to be on the mound, and he is going to start the largest bench brawl in MLB history by throwing at someone's head and then starting the largest brawl in MLB history. Kikuchi.
It's
He's
going to
gonna
be
do
Josh
that.
Donaldson again. It has to.
Yeah,
be.
he's gonna three, and it's gonna be wonderful because Kikuchi's gonna have to fight someone, and I will be there watching.
Avery, what was that last one you said?
Deadline pickup.
Okay, yeah, deadline pickup. Go for deadline pickup.
This would shock Major League Baseball. He had a fallout with his team over the arbitration process. The Cardinals are going to run that division into the fucking ground. They are going to crush everyone. Corbin fucking Burns is a Blue Jay at the deadline.
Jesus,
Wow,
man,
who's gone then? Who's gone?
Biggio straight up 1-for-1.
Because Biggio is having an all-star season. Biggio and like Zuleta or something.
Yeah, you probably go with like Big Dick Rick gone at that point, but
Yeah.
with all the shoulder injuries. I'm not ready to write Big Dick Rick off, but Corbin
Mhm.
Burns is probably going to be a better pitcher than Big Dick Rick is.
Jesus, man, if they had Corbin Burns, holy fuck,
I know.
holy fuck.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna keep it steady here with the Brewers argument here. I think the Brewers aren't gonna be that good. I'm gonna go somehow, some way. The Jays weasel picking up Devin Williams.
Jeez,
I'm gonna say the Jays somehow weasel away and trade away like 3 big time prospects. I think Devin Williams under control for a decent amount of time. Yeah, I think the Jays get Devin Williams. I think the Jays get a big bullpen arm. I know I already mentioned the bullpen's good, but I think Devin Williams sets this bullpen above the Houston Astros. I think a guy like Devin Williams maybe, or something along those lines. Where is he? He's ARB eligible. He's a free agent in 2026. So that might be a dumb take. It probably will take a lot for it.
yeah, that would take, and especially with them getting rid of Hader, like they pretty much have committed to
Yeah.
Williams.
Who cares?
Yeah.
This is a
But hey,
prediction.
it's a take. It's a
Yeah.
take, and I love it. I'm gonna go with, which I think the Jays, they were linked to him, and I still think that it would fucking take the Jays to another level, and that's Brian Reynolds. I think that him and the Pirates are finally gonna move away, and then Kevin Kiermaier is gonna move into like what Jackie
Jackie
Jr.
Bradley?
was. Like a defensive replacement, comes in late in the game for playoffs, and we have Brian fucking Reynolds in that outfield and can hit as a top 3 in the order as a lefty. Like, I think that just fucking, I
Isn't he
think
a
that takes
switch
his
hitter?
lineup to another, I don't know. He might be a switch hitter.
That's on me
Yes.
for not knowing.
I'm pretty sure he is.
But I think he is I think if looking for a perfect guy, he might be it for this lineup. So I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many guys here we can lean to. I mean, I'm looking at the free agents that are going to be free agents after this year. Is this a crazy take? Hear me out. A guy that's again really old, but the Jays picked up a really old guy in Troy Tulowitzki when they were making that run. Maybe the Jays, maybe a reunite. Brandon Crawford pickup. Avery, what do you think? I mean, Brandon Crawford's a free agent next year.
Why in the world would we need Brandon Crawford?
Why would we want Brandon Crawford?
No, I'm just saying, like, let's say second base kind of has a little bit of struggles, or like Whit Merrifield or Espinal is struggling a bit, or the Jays happen to trade Espinal for some sort of piece during the season. Is
I
that
think
a
it would
crazy
own-
take?
I think we're like pretty deep there because we have
Yeah,
Barger too,
maybe
right?
that was an idiot take. But dude, there is
yeah,
so
if we're gonna
many
get a
agents, dude.
second baseman, like
The
or
pitching-
an infielder, it's got to be a top of the line, like someone that could hit top 4.
Yeah, there is so many pitching free agents 2024. Like fucking Aaron Nola's a free agent.
I'm pretty sure it's pretty thin. Like Miles Michaelis, they just signed to 2 years, 20 or something like that.
I'm looking at the pitchers here. I mean, free agents after this year: Scherzer, Ohtani, Stroman, Kershaw, Morton, Perez, Hendricks, Wainwright, Rodriguez,
I mean, yeah,
Urias.
that's thin after the first 5 guys.
Josh Hader. This is by age though, so it's just showing the older guys first. But
Okay.
Josh Hader, yeah, there's tons. Obviously Mike Clevenger, fuck that loser. But Lucas Giolito is a free agent. There's another guy there that could be.
He'd be a
something.
good Blue Jay.
Yeah, he'd be a really good Blue
He
Jay.
was
But yeah,
sort of linked a little bit too. Like he was
Yeah.
linked a little, like when they were there were some rumors going around that they were potentially going to move him.
This
move
trade
him.
deadline is going to be fun. I think it's going to be more fun than last year because the Jays were kind of out of that AL East push last year. The wild card was kind of secured. I think it's going to be so sick. It's just good to talk about baseball again, boys. I mean, fuck, man. The next time you'll be hearing from us, me and Avery will be in a hotel room. By the way, JR, I need to grab your mic for the pod on fucking Thursday, but we'll be recording in a fucking hotel room, boys. Well, the next time you hear from it, it'll be our first in-person interview. JR, why can't you just fuck work and just come? What's the deal?
Well,
don't you work remote?
Well, yeah. It would just be hard to be in a car and show someone a deck.
What do you
my
mean?
Phone. Like, I work remote, but like if I have a meeting, I'd have to take it in the car with
Yeah,
us.
but you could blur the background though.
I could, but I would have to somehow show them the whatever I'm working on.
Yeah, and then the noise of the wheels going won't really. Maybe you just fly then.
You can afford it. Don't get me wrong. You
Maybe
can
I'll
fucking
check
afford the fly. It's a $400 flight.
Trust me, boys. I would love to be there. It sucks that it's like during kind of. I guess it's not really that during the week. I wonder what a flight costs.
You just hear me out, JR. You just missed the Thursday game. Okay, obviously.
Yeah.
You fly down Friday because there's no game, and you join the Saturday Sunday game with the boys. Why not?
That could be a thing.
And at least like we could pick you up at the airport. Like we have a car down there. Like that's all I'm saying, JR. That's all I'm saying.
The ball's in your court now, Jer.
The ball is in your court. And
there's a big week for Jer this week, though. Potentially.
True. I think I just think you just get a one-way flight, St. Louis, and then just drive back with us.
Oh, the back seat.
Oh my god, I guess you're right. I would just need god.
You would just need one way. I'll sit in the fucking back seat. I want the boys to be together for this. It'll be all-time content for the people.
How much is the one way? Yeah.
Well, look, it's $530 for a one-way. You can afford that. Let's be real here. You arrive. Listen, you leave at 2:45 p.m. You arrive at 7 o'clock, and you're with the boys at the bar Friday night. What's stopping you from that?
It's definitely a possibility, guys.
JR, listen, everyone, all of our listeners bully JR. Let's play bully ball with JR. He leaves Toronto, one-way stop, 5-hour flight straight to St. Louis, and
there's a direct flight to St. Louis.
It's all direct. It's one way, all direct. It's $500.
No, it's I think it's a 50-minute layover. But...
Yeah, you'd probably be in Chicago or something.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Yeah, it is an hour layover. Yeah, I read that wrong. But yeah, one stop, JR. What's stopping you, man? Come on.
We'll take this offline. I'll bully him too tonight.
No, JR is going to come. He can fucking afford it. Don't get me wrong with that. But that would be all time. Us three at the bar in St. Louis. Holy shit.
That would be fun.
That would be all time.
Are we still doing tattoos, Johnny?
Yeah, we will be doing the tattoos on Friday before we pick JR.
Are you guys
up.
so what's your give a little content plan to the listeners?
No,
so
the content plan is great that
expect?
there is no content plan.
Well, the content plan is obviously the drive up. We'll be updating I'm going to do gas station reviews, update the prices, stuff like that. And then I think, and maybe Avery could talk me out of this, I think the tattoo vlog should be a separate vlog.
I think so too.
No, you guys are idiots, man.
Dude,
Why?
it could be its own video.
Why would it be different?
That's added content though, and it's
because
longer.
it's like a staple landmark in the pod.
No,
like
but that's why
you
you have to go to the opening day, opening week vlog to see it. It's all part.
But
of the
a guy in a
experience.
year.
So
know.
where are we at though? Would it be
we would make it a short though, Jared, and it would be out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I think that's fine. Maybe it'd be a TikTok video or something.
I think we should also record at the games of big situations, our reactions. I put the clips over it. That goes out on socials.
Yes, that's another thing that I was already going to do. Anyways, I was going to put the camera on me and you, and then we'll get our reactions or whatever, base loaded, runner on set, whatever. We'll get stuff out.
You guys should have invited the camera guy to come.
He's out. He's
out.
out.
By
out.
the way,
he's out.
We lost the camera.
Whoa,
guy.
what? He's out. Oh,
well, he's out because listen, I actually congratulated him on it. He got a job at the Rogers Center, so he's working for the Toronto Blue Jays at the Rogers Center. I don't know what he's going to be doing. But we have 4 or 5 guys that reached out to us about it. So we're just going to have
are we
the
reopening the application?
It's a next man up. Yeah.
It's a next man up mentality. We have a guy that reached out to me individually about it. So it's a next man up mentality. We will get going here. But yeah, we lost the camera guy already. So
I know the good news, it's not all there yet.
We might have to go to you guys are going next week, eh? Because I was
Thursday.
thinking we were gonna do our Buffalo rep to do the official catalog launch.
I'll just give the shirts to Brad or whatever,
Okay.
and we'll just take pictures of it. I actually have a really good camera here. I could just take pictures.
I
of
lost
it too.
my thick Jesus shirt. I'm pretty sure.
Fuck,
What the
eh?
fuck?
I got
Yeah.
coffee stains all over mine.
Yeah,
Like
why I'm
it
not a-
is fucking destroyed.
That's why I'm not a coffee guy, bro. But I mean, obviously, so Avery, this is why Avery's a genius because so we're gonna record.
Don't give him that fucking.
we're
No,
gonna
it's true. It's
We're
true.
gonna record Thursday after the game and have it
Okay.
out Thursday night. And Avery already has the name of the podcast. So if the Jays win, the name of the podcast is going to be On Pace for 162 and 0. Or
No, it'll just be 162 and 0.
162 and 0. And if the Jays lose, the podcast will be called 161 and 1. So we already have like his brain's already working up these spin zones here for the podcast for that day. The in-person podcast is going to be funny as fuck because one, we might be a little bit belligerent. Let's be honest here. We're gonna
The
be
lighting's gonna be so dog
no,
shit.
I have
Yeah.
my light here.
No, it's gonna be bad, Jer. It will be
I'm
bad.
bringing
It's
my
gonna be
light.
bad.
I'm bringing
Even
my
if
light.
you have a light, you need like actually like almost professional lighting to make
No,
that look
we'll
good.
be fine.
And it'll be
fine.
dark outside, dude. It'll look like shit. 100%.
No, we'll
It's
be
okay.
fine.
It's okay, dude. Abe and I did the once in a basement. It'll look like fucking shit.
Yeah.
I think we're at a really nice hotel. I think we'll be fine, dude.
You guys need to do like.
we should go to the casino floor.
I expect like 10 to 12 stories a day of BTS. I need to
Oh,
see
yeah.
that. Like you guys go to
listen.
the casino. Like people
Yeah.
want to see that shit.
Yeah,
Give them
no,
that
it's
shit.
gonna be a good vlog. I think the vlog's gonna be pretty long, to be honest. Like if we're just doing the entire thing for it, I think it's gonna be a pretty long vlog. But
Just think
it's
of
a-
Boys 98. That's the type of vlog you guys got to make.
it's
You
a great.
love the boys.
I don't even know what that is. I think the
Don't worry about
For your
it.
cup of tea there, Johnny.
is that a Yankee thing?
No, it's like
No, it's just
like
it's
Nelk.
just funny. We might actually collab with them at some point. I wouldn't. be
No,
surprised.
I'm out on that. I just looked at. I'm out on them. But yeah, no, I think it's gonna be awesome content, man. And man, the next time you'll hear from us, Toronto Blue Jays will have.
okay.
played.
No, wait. We didn't get this. We didn't finish. Where does this team finish in the playoffs? How does the season end?
ALCS. Lose to the
ALCS.
Astros. Lose to the Astros.
Jesus.
I have losing to the Astros as well.
I guess I have that as well.
I just think the Astros are too good, and then you add Jose.
We're trying to play
Abreu.
that game, eh? We're trying to play that game. I see what we're playing.
Well, you
It's
add
okay.
Jose Abreu to that lineup, and it's like, what?
No,
the
it's
fuck?
definitely a good team. Yeah, we definitely don't stand a chance against them.
Well,
Let's just-
Altuve's gone for a bit.
yeah.
Altuve
They'll add someone great at the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Kevin Biggio.
Yeah, maybe Kevin.
Oh fuck me, man.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but yeah, man, this is obviously I'm looking back on. So wait, oh no, it was a lockout. That's why we recorded April 7th. That makes more sense. I was really confused on that. So yeah, that's why we're recording April 7th. But big year, boys. Big fucking year, man. I mean, obviously we're gonna be living and dying with this team. This is all pretty much actually all obviously. I mean, this is all I'll be watching is Toronto Blue Jays. I really could give a fuck less about the rest of the league, but yeah, we're at St. Louis this week. We got a Kikuchi start on the Tuesday, I want to say. Obviously, yeah, he'll be going on Tuesday against the Royals. Kind of ease him into it, maybe, right, Abe? Ease Kikuchi into that starting role, make him face the Royals.
Yep.
Game 1.
Yep.
Lock in, everyone. We got 162 fucking games plus to ride together. The boys are going to be buzzing on all cylinders, and big meeting tomorrow for the Gate 14 boys. So everyone, actually 20 or 25 hours from now will be the meeting. It'll be like when the Pope, or they're picking the Pope and the smoke is fucking, when the smoke releases from the chimney, that means they have a Pope. We'll let you guys know whatever happens. I think we'll be good with it, but let's fucking ride, man. The merch is buzzing. JR's buzzing with the website. The stream deck, or the deck that he made, was insane. Just fucking galaxy brain shit. And next time you see us, potentially JR will be in St. Louis with the boys on Friday, getting after it for that Saturday, Sunday game with the $12 tickets. So let's go. And the vibes are just all-time high. Any last words, fellas? I mean, obviously, we're almost at the year anniversary, so we'll have a podcast for that, but
We should get a cake for that.
we should. Cake with all
We
the
should
boys.
we should what we should do is we should film ourselves going to Dairy Queen
Getting a
and
cake
going
with
to
all of our
celebrate.
faces on it.
and get blizzards together.
Yeah, or
'cause I
well,
haven't had a
maybe
blizzard.
we'll put a PSA out there, get everyone at it. But
Are you coming to our game tonight, Johnny?
Yeah, what time is it?
6.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Spectator pad. My old
no,
man.
I'm gonna be behind the bench.
Dude, I heard some shit. There's a lot of people coming to this game.
Can I be behind the bench? That's the only way I'm coming.
Yeah.
People were pissed that you didn't come to the
I'm gonna be wearing
playoffs and we lost.
I'll get some content over the E14 guys. I'm gonna be wearing like a full coach's outfit, not a suit. I'm gonna be wearing jeans and you know that like classy Zara like tan long jacket.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be wearing that and like a nice all black hat that I wear, like the lug hockey hat. I'm gonna be dialed in.
You're gonna look do you know that manager who puts out clips soccer in like the second league? That's the exact fit he's wearing.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
I'll send you the video.
Let's fucking go Blue Jays, man. On pace for the biggest year of our young lives. Let's fucking ride, boys. Love you guys forever. Gate 14 to the fucking moon, man. And let's have ourselves a season. Why not us?